parents and the child, they have similar personality. Baba also tells us that we have to be like Baba. But internally, each one of us, we can also discover our roots and scars like Brahma Baba. Brahma Baba was able to show us in practical through his actions how to follow, and we are following Baba's footsteps. Baba will everything to Sadguru, and then Sadguru, in response, gave him willpower. And because of his willpower as a gift from Sadguru in his life, he was able to do everything, even when there were big tests, opposition, obstacles. Brahma Baba was untouched. He remained very stable and cheerful. And of course, within the big family of 300, there were souls with different sanskars. But Baba was beyond everything, kept sharing the teachings, and kept leading the whole family, sustained everyone. So I also receive willpower from God. So I decide to will everything, including my own self, to Sadguru Baba, and claim the inheritance from Sadguru of willpower. And then look at others, respect them, that they can also follow. And he lived the life completely on spiritual principles. His thoughts, words, and actions all were guided by spiritual principles. He was able to integrate spiritual or alaukic in the laukic, whether it is family or society. And became co-pilot with God, Sadhguru Baba. For a few moments when I think if I had to share my space, just the very tiny space in the forehead, and allow Sadhguru to sit there to teach the children, give drishti to children, what will be the feelings like? He learned cooperation there. So it is a fourth step. I took one, then second, third, and today is fourth. First one is very important, is to will everything to Sadhguru and take willpower from Sadhguru. Now let us take drishti from Baba to claim willpower.
Om Shanti, welcome to Avyakti Parivar. Today is January 4th series Raazyukt. Saheyogi, the one who is cooperative. Now we'll be listening from Mohini Didi.
Om Shanti. It feels that how much we are together, traveling together, we are doing our homework together. It's a beautiful, beautiful feeling of cooperation. Every day we think on different footstep or the root sanskar of Brahma Baba. And when we contemplate on that, we discover that we also have that root sanskar. Maybe we didn't use that sanskar to put in actions, words, and awareness. So now when we are thinking about it, that we have to follow Baba's footsteps, then we are able to contemplate and think and find that each one of us deeply within have this wish or pure feeling that yes, I want to will everything to Sadhguru and in return to receive willpower. I will to Sadhguru, then Sadhguru will to me what? Willpower. And willpower is really most important in our lives, especially on the journey, which is of ascending, but completely in opposite direction of physical world. The direction physical world is going in the extreme Kali Yuga. And here Baba is preparing us for golden age. So the opposite current, isn't it? Energy, what is outside, and energy which we have to receive from Baba. willpower is very important. And then the way Shiv Baba respected Brahma Baba. Shiv Baba is ever pure. And Brahma Baba says even he had his moral values and purity to a large extent, percentage comparative to others, but still he was not completely pure. But Shiv Baba gave that respect to Brahma Baba. And because of that respect, I think Brahma Baba was able to be with Shiv Baba together in that space. It's really deep reflection. More you reflect, you understand, and then taught him about spirituality, about his own roots and scars, so that he's able to integrate spirituality into actions. From very day when he understood knowledge, his relationship with body, what he has to do, his timetable, his diet, everything changed completely. And then relationship with the family became alokik. He shared knowledge with everyone, every family member, and allowed them to decide, gave them choice to follow him, same path, or decide what they want to do in their lives. But then when it comes to uh, my own integration is one thing, but cooperation is a very, very important value. Saheyogi. So first I just thought about Shiv Baba, Brahma Baba as co-pilots. Co-pilots, to be co-pilots, they both have to have similar studies, similar qualification, understanding. So same I find that everyone is one's own leader, which is good. But then to be cooperative, I think Brahma Baba set example when he created the trust in that all the property, whatever it was um, given in the name of the trust. And there were 8 of them. They were young ones. But the way he created the team is very, very important and a good qualification to be able to work in a team. You can't play cricket alone, right? You can't play anything alone. You have to have a team. They say that good leader is recognized by the team he is leading. If I am leading on my own, or I am leading the team in the sense of that cooperation which Baba gave to team to spiritually grow. If you hear hundreds of stories, no, from Dadi Gulzar and Dadi Prakash, we get chance to hear them more. But any Dadis, you will find that how Baba spiritually helped them on their journey by providing not only spiritual teachings, but the comfort they needed. And that's not necessarily physical comfort or facility. It was like spiritually uh, supporting them. Cooperation also is a support. So that everyone, even They were young, they left homes, but they never felt that they left anything, they renounced anything. Never. They just enjoyed it, intoxication, because of the support, spiritual support from Brahma Baba, taking keen interest into their personal spiritual growth, but also their timetable, their security, their sustenance, spiritually, physically, by the older ones. And a culture was created mm, where they start taking care of each other, start cooperating. mm, When two, three have to clean one big pot, right? So they had to divide the area. Everyone must be cleaning a quarter of it, right? Whether some standing in the pot, some standing outside the pot, but they all are scrubbing the pot. This collectiveness and cooperation is the beauty of God's task. And very, very, it everything works very smoothly. No one feels burdened, no one feels less or more, but they feel we are all together. So, spirit of collectiveness, working as a team, was the role model which Baba presented to us. He will become the part of the team. You have seen some of the pictures. We will sit on the floor and cleaning the grain, take out stones, or if anything is not mixed in the grain, or rolling. A very difficult task. I don't know. I ever tried is papad, because you have to make it very thin. In every action of the yajna, Baba was part of it. He never said, okay, you all do it. No. A project is there, and one who must be managing the project will tell Baba today is the day for cleaning graves, or today is the day for this. So Baba will come in time. He will start the project, and nobody needs to call anyone. Once Baba is there, everyone just came running. So it's a true leadership, or true cooperation, where everyone feels we all doing it. So this whole thing of cooperation, I really love it, because I feel that when we're doing it anything together, that love, cooperation, love and support create that very spiritual bond. I know that there was one time when very active in a way. So on 17th January, because here now we don't cook that much, but generally we will get like 250 to 300 Baba's children for Brahma Bhojan. So we will say one day before at 5, we all will peel potatoes, because potatoes, peas, paneer, the very common we make on January 18th. Then we make that rice, that carrot, no, milk and carrot we showed you. So first we give a banana and that milk carrot to everyone, a quite good quantity. So we have to grate all carrots, right? So we will sit and peel, but there was so much joy in doing that. Then we have to prepare for so many things, no, whatever had to be cooked next day, and we will do it on 17th. So such a beautiful feeling when we are doing things together. And is somewhere deeply, it's very, very important in our life to be cooperative, because Brahmin life really means a family, mm, that togetherness. So the love which is shared while doing is what people experience next day when eat Brahma Bhojan. And sisters and brothers who cook for 200, 300 people. And I know that I used to make the sweet for January 18th with vermicelli, So there was a time I could do alone, then second person came after some time because it's becoming heavy, then third came. And we finished three, four of us step by step. So now this is doesn't look like just cooperation in action, but deeply within somewhere, like sanskars are merging, melting, getting adjusted. Many powers are being used. So cooperation is not doing things together, but a very deep alignment, the waves of love which flows and understanding which grows, listening to each other, doing according to whatever is needed, not what comes in my mind. Mm. Like everyone will say, one who has to cook, show us the size of potatoes, how we cut, big or small. And everyone has to follow, right? Cooperation gives us such a feeling of listening and following and being guided. Not I am my own master, so I will cut whatever way I want. No. They want this size, they want this type, they want, we do it. We all follow. So think at a level of uh, cooperation is then the thoughts and speaking and listening. It's a very, very beautiful bond is created with each other within the family. And that's how we are able to sustain whole yagya, cooperation. Baba and Dadis Prakash Pani always used to say, mm, in India, whenever there is a very big project like Gyan Sarovar, 1 rupee per day, everyone put in Bandara. 1 rupee per day. Mm. And there was enough numbers like in India. So when you collect that 1 rupee per day, there was enough amount. And of course, there are many who definitely give more. But she said, at least put 1 rupee. Mm. So then we did this whole project of global cooperation for better world. And for that, one of the principle was not to criticize or say this shouldn't be there. Mm. Okay, new world, there is no pollution, there is fresh air. Whatever you have to say in a positive way. What should not be there is not there, but what is there. So we had a principle when we were in circle, and I really enjoyed that project of cooperation. Mm. It shouldn't be like this, everyone could say. This shouldn't be like this, but what should be there, right? Why don't you put that model? Why don't you put that proposal? And we all start thinking about it, working on that. So a better world, better system, better understanding can be created. So Brahma Baba did set that role model for us from his life, from his activities, from his relationship. And of course, all dadis, And I'm very happy that my tutors and my personal training came from Dadis and Brahma Baba. And each one of us still have chance to adopt to and take this step to become like Brahma Baba of cooperation. Om Shanti. एक मिनट।
Om Shanti, dearest Mohini Didi and dear family. This is me again. Seems like I'm back every evening now. Hope you don't mind. So, yes, this is a big topic again, and it feels every samskara of Brahma Baba, we just want it. We feel this is the year when we're going to get the whole sanskara, and I want it all, but I have 24 hours before another big one comes. And this one, I'm curious to know, Mohini Didi, how do you put together cooperation, serviceable, and obedient? Many times Baba says you have to be obedient, serviceable. How is cooperation fitting there? Is it the same? Is it a bit different?
I think that when there is this quality that I want to extend hand, whatever is being done or through whatever way, mind, body, thoughts, actions, wealth. So this when there is this thought and I want to be part of everything, I want to, participate in everything. And that really qualify you to be a serviceable soul. And you are really needed. Everyone will invite you. And then for that, the obedience. Obedience here is not just taking directions, but obedience here is understanding those directions and apply them. Why I'm saying it, but some will say because I was told I did it. I always say let's accept a principle than saying because Sister Moini said it, this one said it. But I said we all agreed, right, that we all will do it. So it's not just one person, but it is the whole nature of understanding, when you understand and then you say Hanji, you know, because something that if I have to say Hanji, I have to. But I think that how Brahma Baba taught me, and, you know, in the sense of that how we accept, like collectively in a meeting, once there was a meeting, what first meeting with Brahma Baba, we were 22 of us, and I was youngest. There was another young teacher too. And everyone had to give whatever ideas they had to give. Everyone. Didi Manmohini came first, and then Baba came. And Baba wanted to see what is meeting, like he exploring. And then in the end, Baba, whatever Baba said, so that's where child so master, give ideas as master and accept whatever is decided as a child. Balance of that. Actually, it's from that meeting, this point keep emerging. So I feel obedience is saying yes, but also internally, I can allow my intellect and mind to come to some kind of, if I have different ideas. And still you will be considered very obedient. I give example of Dadi Janki. There was a time she wanted RCs to come during December because we will be there 5 months, 4 months. And in December, at least I said to Daddy that I want to be with family in New York so we can be together during Christmas. I used to visit uh, the family homes and, kind of celebrate with them. And Daddy, I said, so Daddy, I won't say don't, but she will say. So I said, okay, if you want, I will do it. And then she will call me next day. She said, no, you don't need to come. You be there. I will take care. So it's a kind of relationship grows where Daddy knew that I will not say no. But I also knew there are certain things practically what is better, right? So I will do my homework and go in front of Daddy. And Daddy will know, and Daddy will say, no, no, this is okay. I will do it. So, like, we agree to something because I don't like people saying, oh, Daddy told me I did it. So, but what about your thinking? No? Obedience doesn't mean you don't think, but somewhere you come up, even if there is a proposal, and at least say it to Daddy. I think then I am considered to be very obedient with all the daddies, but still I had, knowing certain things, and so that makes you serviceable. All three are very connected because when you are obedient, then lot of service is not just giving lectures and all that, but for yajna, they need to trust you, right? So big services like Dadi Prakashmani had to go somewhere and she couldn't. It was a very high quality invitation. So she said, Mohini will go. So they had to arrange a small plane they were sending. So I said, well, I didn't feel I am worthy comparative to Dadi Prakashmani personality, but if she trusts me, I said, okay, I will do it. So many opportunities of service really came because of their trust of being obedient and also cooperative in every project of Yagya. In whatever way we could be cooperative, we did it. I don't know, I'm still on what you want to hear, but these are the thoughts coming in my mind.
I exactly want to hear the thoughts that comes in your mind. So you are perfectly sharing. I'm thinking also that sometimes Baba says, with Brahmins, you're not going to serve them, but you will cooperate with them. What's your thought on it? That why Baba makes it very specific that with BKs we cooperate. So what kind of cooperation with Brahmins Baba is talking about, you think?
Baba here said when you cannot donate to Brahmins, in the sense of, as I say, I donate. So here it is cooperation more is, spiritually, in a very subtle way, supporting each other. Because, I gave you example that we are 6 RCs there and we all are different, each one of us, but we have lot of respect. Plus it's a kind of, especially Jantiba and myself, doctor, very complimentary. Like they know my limits. I know everyone has one's own limit. When I say limit here is like some can do more physically, some can do. But the way we do together is more kind of support. I feel lot of support from them because somewhere they know now, what I like or what might be little difficult for me. But there is lot of feelings of being together anywhere, wherever, whatever circumstances we are. There is a kind of support. So when Baba says, and then if we are two together, let's say you have a lot of patience, but I have a lot of tolerance. So if we can work together, we can use both qualities, right? So how collectively everyone's quality is like become part of that bouquet of flowers. Subtly, like not challenging anyone or you don't have this. No, use what the other one doesn't have, let me use. I mean, that's how I actually try to get many tasks accomplished, knowing what they can do and knowing what I can do. So not, I just willingly fill that little whatever is needed to be done, whether it is big or whether it is small.
You
So
brought
this,
a very, sorry.
Okay, go ahead.
You brought a very interesting thought in the meditation to imagine that in your tiny little space, you would bring Shiv Baba, Sadguru Baba, and feel, just you said, imagine. I never imagined welcoming Shiv Baba, Sadguru Baba, having tea or something in my forehead in my tiny space. Are you becoming Karan Karavanhar, like Shiv Baba, and cooperating by inspiring others to do and making them do? Or is this the ultimate form of cooperation?
If we look at Brahma Baba and how Yagya, if after Brahma Baba we didn't had dadis, all, or us, we are also, sometimes I think how Brahma Baba knew that this is what I will be doing or I will be holding on. And so there is something he saw in each one of us. And I think he wanted to do with everyone, but again, who took it, and of course, based on maybe part we had to play. Each one of us really, for those who have love for Yagya, will think in a way that where is my heir, Not because who will give lecture, run this department, that's organization, but Yagya. I tell everyone that we know how to run organization, but sometimes we forget how to take care of Yagya. Because why I'm saying it, because in Yagya you understand the subtle aspects and that trust which has to be created. I remember that when Ishudadi became like she was given, before she used to write morely, and when Baba spoke, but then when she had to take care of Bandara, you can sit with Ishudadi for 1 hour, and I'm very friendly with her and also support her whenever, whatever way I can. So I'm very friendly with her, but not a single time you will hear who gives what. Not a single time. And because she was taught that incognito confidential, and you don't have to mention. Never, never who gave less, who gave more, who gave this, who gave, some will sit and now that's taking care of Yag, for so many years. And today, even she's not very active. She had been given part of three dadis. She's also one of them. So the qualifications to take care of Yagya, where you are doing everything, you are very um, confidential, or, it's like some people, they can't hold, not only information, all that, but it's not like consistent, With many of us, we just, whatever was given to us, we had to do. We had been doing it very quietly. And I don't know in what words to say it, but there are certain qualifications which we look for in the souls where they can, if I'm not here, or work as a team or even as individuals, they hold that. And once in a while, I call instruments here and I want to see who is the air souls who will really. And when I listen, some the way they share points is like they are in their own world. The thinking also, their contemplation is completely. But otherwise, it should happen that our thoughts should reach either, should connect it in such a way that we don't need to say much. Communication should start happening. Dadi Janki, if she had to call me, she says, "Oh, I calling you," and I was supposed to call yesterday, but I was sending my thoughts to you so that when I call, I don't have to say much. And some or other, sometimes it happens before she calls, I will call. And she said, oh, I was really thinking. So it's this deep relationship spiritually where we all are for Yagya Seva, we all are. So there is never conflict. I mean, I don't have with young one, old one, I'm so happy to be with anyone, everyone, because I feel they are Baba's children and they should become worthy, trustworthy for the Yagya. And for me, services never had been like for us, service had never been giving courses, classes. We took care of Yagya, including we did other meeting VIPs, everything. But now some soul says that's the service. I said, but what's service is good, but what about Yagya? No? So this understanding in every instrument is necessary to prepare those trustworthy souls who can continue with the task. Because recently we're talking about leadership. So I said, why we are worrying about leadership, different place. What about our own countries? And we are start thinking about, which team, which group, how many souls will be able to hold what has been created. To sustain that is very, very important. And each one of us know that we are not going to be forever. So I think this is something we all have to think about.
One last little question, but it's actually a very big question. Every center coordinator will be looking for your answer. How do you deal with, let's say, those who are not full-time cooperative? And sometimes I'm sure that if we had Sadhguru Baba in our little space, he would tell us, you see, I see 3 types of cooperative children. Number 1, number 2, number 3. And many center coordinators will agree that sometimes you feel that some souls are not cooperative. And you wonder why they're not helping, or they are cooperative for only certain tasks. Some will like to do only certain things, not other things. How can we inspire now people who, if we all say we want to become like Brahma Baba, to move forward in that sanskar of being cooperative? How can we help the beads of number 3 to go number 2 and number 1 in the rosary of cooperative?
I would let Baba do that. Because this year, January, I have thought I am not going to think about anyone in the sense of what one should be, because I think people do what they want. They change the way. I can only say what is right and have that drishti for them. And I'd been even telling Bhumi when, though anytime I said, no, this year, no thoughts for any soul, and let everyone play what part they have. And if they are inspired, but there are kind of misinterpretation of knowledge. So I don't have desires, so I don't want to. But there is a task, and we all are together. And those who really have that feeling, so there will be cooperation. So some cooperate action wise, but not necessarily commonly creating that harmony. Some do, some not. So what can you do? So this year, actually, in my agenda, no thoughts for anyone. Just observe and keep doing, keep saying what is right. And, that's what I feel. And of course, everyone has aim, and at the right time, Baba, definitely, because qualifications are visible from very beginning, but some are kind of put limit. Really, this whole thing of putting limit on one's own self, not knowing that there is something I am not allowing to be expressed or get it done. So I will advise all coordinators to keep doing it, keep inspiring, but don't waste your thoughts because you cannot change really anyone. And they have to change, and time comes they will change. or not change, again, it's their part. So I had been keeping Brahma Baba a lot in front. I was giving example, I don't know where, I had many classes this morning, that when Brahma Baba went for walk, he walked with his speed. Mama was there. Many of us went, but he never looked back to see where we are left. And I think because of that, his speed was same. Otherwise, every step he might, oh, come along, come along, come along. But on one side, we are along with him, quite behind, but never I saw him turn back and see where we are at. So I realized that for myself, the best thing is keep walking, keep doing, be model, be example, right? And don't look behind or left and right, because that's where even Dadi Janki, she used to get sick. So doctor said in the morning, you don't have to wake everyone. You just wake up and sit. You will remain healthy. Because this concern of why this one is not there, why they're not doing yoga, why they're not in, where are you? You can spend whole life in that. So you do right thing and everyone will have to decide. So it's a very balancing act in a way where you want everyone to be like that, but on other side, you not waste your time because that means this is what we will do whole life, right? I have done 60 years, but now I am, thinking completely in a different way for this year. That's also looking at Brahma Baba.
Thank you so much, Mohini Didi. I think you just give a big gift to teachers. Now you free them from a lot of unnecessary thoughts. So we'll do like you. Just move forward. Don't look back and don't look why and this. Thank you. You allowed us to be free from many thoughts. Thank you. Sorry if I took a little bit too much of time, but welcome now, Sister Gayatri, and then I'm looking forward to hear about this wonderful sentence that we're going to repeat 108 times. It's a beautiful one. So I was hoping Sister Mohini can even share on that, but let's hear from Gayatri Ben on this beautiful note from Brahma Baba. So thank you, Mohini Didi, and good night.
Thank you. And Eric, I had the thought when you asked Sister Mohini the question, and Baba may say you will be in 3 categories as he did today. But then I think if he sees you working so hard, as I think Sister Mohini is now saying that you need to do, if the others don't want to cooperate, then you have to stay stable and unshakable. Then guess what? When Baba sees you for some whatever reason, you're in the second group or the second garland, he will chant 108 times to Shiv Baba. And what would he say? Let us bring Eric into this first garland. Let us bring Eric into this first garland. And he will do it 108, remove the influence, and you will be in the first garland. How about that?
You're blessed. Get you, Ben.
Even Shiv Baba, even Brahma Baba is repeating over and over again to Shiv Baba when he wants something done. So I thought, wow, that's where I got the inspiration for this 108 repetitions, because eventually it happens after 108 times.
I did it for the sentence this morning. It was beautiful. So I'm looking forward to this one today.
Yeah, this one is, for tomorrow. It's going to be really very beautiful tomorrow as well. Yeah. So could we have the slide for the root sanskara, please? And so the root sanskara for tomorrow is Saheyogi, and Sister Mohini and Eric has been talking about that. And this root sanskara is going to, the way it's described is cooperation as inclusive love. When you're cooperating, the basis of this, the second slide, the root sanskara slide, not this one, the root sanskara slide. You're going to have, this is it. You're going to have cooperation as inclusive love, because no one is going to cooperate by force. The second is value for everyone's cooperation. It is not just a task to be done and then there's no value if it isn't done according to how you wanted it to be done. So value for everyone's contribution. And the third aspect to this root sanskara is appreciation of everyone's specialty, like Baba always appreciates everyone's specialty. So how did Baba manifest this root sanskara? Is that Father Brahma was the ultimate Saheyogi. I mean, he had to cooperate with Shiv Baba, and he had to do it with a lot of love. He understood cooperation as an inclusive act of love. So every one of Shiv Baba's every one of Shiv Baba's children became his children as well. So Father Brahma was loving and cooperative with everyone in every way and in every form. He always remained merged in the love of the one Father. Not a single second or thought was without cooperation. So that was how Brahma Baba manifested his cooperation at the highest level. And so from that root sanskara now, we are going to be looking at Brahma Baba's personal conversation with himself in terms of a quote. So could we have the daily quote on, the slide for the daily quote? Okay, but just before we go into this beautiful quote, I'd just like to share a short experience of someone who has been practicing this. And she says, I feel much more is happening at a subconscious level than conscious. That is especially my experience with this current series, Raazyukt. After just 2 days, I feel much has been put in motion inside, especially as on both day 1 and day 2, I find myself returning to the same experience. What depth of self-respect and spirituality Father Brahma must have had to explore these root sanskaras. The feeling that to truly follow in the footsteps of Father Brahma, I must first create a powerful foundation of spiritual awareness, very deep-rooted self-respect. If that is there, repetition ceases to be repetition, but a focus that comes naturally in the pursuit of healing. Understanding that soul consciousness is the key to self-respect, I can appreciate Father Brahma's focus on lesson 1, how it led to Swadershan, to deep communion to Shiv Baba, to a meaningful exploration of these root sanskaras, enjoying how the self is being revealed to the self. Much love in Baba's Yad, Sister Judy Rich from Calgary. Now, I share that because it is exactly what we are intending to do in terms of focusing on this particular quote from Brahma Baba's deep, insightful conversations with himself, and how he focused on things that were awakening within him, worthiness or self-respect, as Judy said. What is also very interesting that came to me today when I was doing mine was that Baba always said that all the children in the world, if they were to hold the same thought, there would be a shift when that thought was held together at the same time in his remembrance, because that was the unity of bringing everyone together with the same thought in mind and in intellect and in sanskara, so in the soul. And so I think maybe this is a practice that we're doing, the practice of holding the same quote for the day. And even though we are repeating it or writing it or journaling about it, we are in Baba's remembrance. And these words actually came from Brahma Baba's soul. And so we're connecting to Brahma Baba. And I think it's a preparation of this unifying force for something deeper in which we are all coming together. So today's quote is a very beautiful one that Brahma Baba spoke to himself about. And he said, God, the truth has seen the worthiness in me. He says truth is in everyone. All women are Devis and all men are Devtas. All women are deities and all men are deities. And so this was the basis, this truth that made him see that worthiness in himself. The truth that he described as God was the source of his love. And so this love allowed him to cooperate and see the same in others. So I hope you continue to deepen the experience, continue to hold the quote, and continue to do the best that you can. And that's all you can do. Om Shanti.
Welcome to Avyakti Journey.
जग के कांटे फूलों की
ज्ञान चंद्रमा तूने कर दी धरती पे रिमझिम सितारों की वीरानों में लाई तूने खुशबू स्वर्ग बहारों की पत्थर से बने हीरे मोती पत्थर से बने हीरे मोती तेरी श्रीमत पाई चुन चुन के जग के कांटे फूलों की माला बनाई सूखे थे पौधे मुरझाई कलियां रस तूने भर डाला ज्ञान की गंगा बहाकर तूने अमृत दिया निराला इन पौधों के हर एक फल ने इन पौधों के हर एक फल ने तेरी याद दिलाई चुन चुन के जग के कांटे फूलों की माला बनाई गिरे हुओं को उठाकर तूने चलना हमको सिखाया पंख लगाकर ज्ञान के तूने उड़ना हमको सिखाया अंधियारों में थे जो मानव अंधियारों में थे जो मानव शिव से लगन लगाई Om Shanti. So that was a glimpse of our Sakar Baba's days, the Yagya beginning days. So this was a great journey, and we all are together, even though we were not there in Sakar form, but now we can feel that. Yes, we were there with Baba. So now we will remember Baba, take drishti, say goodbye, good night, and merge in Baba's love.
Thank you, Baba. Everyone is seeing Baba's wonders and miracles, right? Baba is giving us the experience of early days of Yagya. Each one of us feels so close to Yagya from our heart and helping us also to follow his footsteps. Very, very simple and easy way. So thank you, Baba and whole family. Om Shanti and good night.